The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we have a cool draft. I just read it before the show started. Best TV shows to binge watch. Best TV shows to binge watch. Mike has the first pick in this one. Mike stole last week's draft from my clutches. And Mike kicks it off today. This is interesting because people,
Yes.
I mean, binge watching, it's how people watch TV nowadays. You know, what's the next thing that I'm supposed to go binge? You know, that's what people ask around the water cooler.
And
Around the water cooler, yes.
Nobody hangs out of water coolers anymore, right?
do they have water coolers?
No.
This one's going to get tough.
It is extremely tough because before we came in here, Jason and I were talking about it, and Jason had a pick that he wanted first, and I had a pick that I wanted first. And then I was thinking more about, okay, it's bingeable. What exactly does that mean? That means that you can watch tons of episodes in a row?
Yes.
Or it means
That is what it means.
well,
and that you want to.
Yeah, that you want to.
You want to watch. You just want to keep watching, and you'll watch it for hours a night.
Yeah, generally
nonstop.
it's going to be a show that has been around a little while because you've
but that's
got
what
enough.
I mean. Is it been around, or is
Yeah, I mean,
or
something
is
that's in
it
season 1 right now, you're not going to say is really binge-worthy, but maybe.
I could
maybe.
see. If there's a new show out,
This is exactly what I was talking about. It's
No.
not.
It's not that confusing to me.
No.
I agree.
Yeah, because you want to know why it's not confusing? Because we use this language all the time when we say, hey, is there a good show that I should binge?
And
And
if
then
it's-
someone answers it.
And if it's new, and it's still bingeable,
Yeah,
But
you can
it-
answer it any way you want.
But I mean, like by binge, like you've watched it. Okay, you're done with it.
no,
You
Not
have
necessarily.
consumed.
not necessarily. I mean,
That's all I meant. Is this
I
something
think
that
you're
you want to go back
over-confusing
to?
it. I do. I
this
think-
is what I do with everything.
Well, here's the
that's
thing.
true.
Here's the thing.
That's fair.
Here's how I would do if I
What's
were
it-
you. I would think, do I like binge watching this show?
Yeah, and then
If
answer.
yes, it applies.
All right, you have the first pick, Mike, in the TV shows that you want to binge.
All right,
draft.
Game of Thrones.
I knew it. I knew for sure. I knew. I was relieving myself on the toilet earlier, and I knew for sure that you were going to go Game
Why
of
is
Thrones.
that? You could have just said I was in the bathroom earlier.
No, but here's.
But then what's he doing? Is he washing his hands?
right, exactly.
Is he powdering his
I
nose?
was not putting hair product in my hair. I was
Jason, thank you for letting me into your world.
specificity. But I do some of my best thinking there. And so we need to peel back the curtain here for a second. You weren't here yet, Andy. We had this whole debate, and I was like, well, there's this is like not even a fair one because whoever gets Game of Thrones is gonna win.
I don't think that means you're going to win.
Sure, and I hope it doesn't because obviously I didn't get it. But Mike's like, that wouldn't even be my 101, and he said what his 101 would be. And I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. Great. I get Game of Thrones. And then I was going to the bathroom and I go, oh, there's no chance when we're on the clock that this guy who didn't want Game of Thrones as his 101 doesn't take it. So Spitwads, vote accordingly because this is, you guys give me garbage for all my going
Game
for the
of Thrones
votes.
went
No,
number
no.
one.
No,
It is
we-
timely.
We give you garbage for trying to alter things after the fact.
You just need to
on
let
the
it
clock-
lie. When the poll's posted, Jason, just let it go.
Yes.
Oh, you've gotten in on it too, Andy. Don't act above the fray there. The amount of gifts going on our movie poll.
I only reply to your gifts with gifts. That's what happens.
All right, I'm on the clock.
Now you can have my pick.
I'm not going to take that because
Oh,
I did not think that was
interesting.
worthy. I'm going to take Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is, it's one of those. One of the things that to me in binge watching shows, this is a personal thing. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but the thing that really makes it bingey is when the end of the episode I'm ready to turn it off. It's already 11 o'clock. I need to get to bed. But the end of the episode goes, oh my gosh, I have to see what comes next.
Right.
And you just can't.
You like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and you can't ever stop. They just hook you. Breaking Bad did a great job of that. Great show.
I love that you chose that because I have a combo that I wanted to pair. I wanted to go back to back. I've got the
I know what you're going with.
the third and fourth
And
pick
that was
in this
going to
draft.
be this was going to be my first pick.
And I'm going with the combination of The Office
Very strong.
and Parks and Recreation.
Oh, dang it. I
I've
really
got
wanted one of those
heard,
two.
I heard some exclamations from the producer chair. Who was that? Was that you, Borland?
That was both me and Brooks at the same time.
I am taking The Office, and I'm taking Parks and Recreation.
I much would have preferred to be where you are sitting.
I am so
in the
excited. I
third
was
pick.
so hoping that they would both reach me so I could double up on them. But basically, first of all, The Office, you had seasons from like 2005 to 2013. Parks and Rec, same thing. You can sit down, you can watch them infinitely. You can watch them. Not only can you binge them all, but you can binge them all repeatedly with no harm done. You're not getting less than. You're still laughing constantly. You're still loving every moment of your life when you're watching them. And they're both the two most spectacular sitcom series that you can imagine. They
great.
speak binge to me, and
Yeah,
they're both available on Netflix.
They're
and,
great. There's nothing I can do to disparage that.
All right.
No, I'm really upset because I
I
would
thought
not,
for sure you would have stolen one of those from me.
Well,
Jason.
here's the deal. I figure you would want variety in your picks. I would not have assumed you would have taken those very similar shows together on the same roster. So I just assumed I'm taking whichever one you don't. I knew you'd take one of those two.
Okay, so you thought one would drop to you.
I thought one would come back to me. I would have been just
with
as happy
a little bit
with
of an underhanded
The
insult
Office
there. Got it.
Or Parks and Rec, so that my team isn't just one temperature like Andy's.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, got
This
it.
is, I'll tell you what, man. It is pretty early to be tilting. I'm on my second pick.
I told you, man.
And I am tilting. This is tough. You know, when
Just so
I think
you know,
of,
Office and Parks and Rec not available. You cannot select those.
I will take Game of Thrones then.
Also
yeah.
not available.
When I, you know, again, when I think of binge watching shows, I definitely think I think of the shows that come out at once.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Netflix revolutionized everything with House of Cards. You guys can feel free to draft that if you if you so want.
No, thank you.
That has died. But I'm gonna go with I think the follow-up smash Netflix special. We all love it.
I thought it might get back to me.
No, Stranger Things
All right.
is fantastic. The fact that, you know, you've got that look back into the 80s, like there's not a lot of shows that are in that time period because it's kind of this weird in-between time, and they capture it well. And you got the sci-fi.
No, that was great. I was really hoping that was going to drop to be my pick.
Yeah.
All right.
Your turn to tilt.
Well, I know what one of them that I'm going to take.
Yeah, you've got two picks, and your team right now is Game of Thrones, and then these two.
Thank you for the update. I wasn't quite sure who was on my roster. So while I'm trying to stall and figure out the second pick, I'll take the first one, which is the longest-running show on television. I will take The Simpsons. It's spectacular. Sure. The new episodes, they're not as good as the old ones, but that's why it's binge-worthy. I can still go back.
Talk about a binge. That would take you like 30 years.
Yeah.
Now, did you? This is kind of a side note. I heard someone talking about Disney Plus, and they said that The Simpsons is going to be on there. Because
That's weird.
Disney owns Fox now. Disney owns Fox Properties.
Yeah.
So do they really own the back catalog to The Simpsons?
I believe they do, yes.
That's holy crap. Aren't there like monopoly rules in this country that Disney can't own
no.
everything?
Nope. No rules.
All right, so I have Game of Thrones. I have The Simpsons. I will follow that up with Netflix spent. Do I really want to do this?
No, you don't. Take more time.
All right.
Please take a long time. You need to think through this, Mike, for sure.
All right. Netflix spent a whole lot of money to acquire this series, I think. Let me actually make sure.
Oh, my gosh, you guys.
Dude, it's not as easy. Mr. Parks and Rec and The Office fell right into my lap.
MASH.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've got like 10 on my list.
Wow.
So I'm fine.
You must watch
You
a
guys-
lot of television.
You guys do your thing, and I'll be fine when it gets back to me.
All right, whatever. Netflix spent a lot of money to get this series. People still watch it. People still talk about it. I will take Friends.
Yeah, that's the Yankees pick there.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
It makes sense.
If we're drafting quality sitcoms, then that's good. Bingeable shows.
No, a lot of people binge Friends. A lot of people binge Friends.
A lot
That's
of
why it
people watched
exists.
Friends.
They tried to take Friends off of Netflix, and the revolt happened, and then the bingers. My sister has watched through it like 1,000 times.
All right, I'm gonna go Mike, thank you. You took enough time to get me one. Andy,
Excellent.
I really, when it comes to you, I know you've got a list of like 20. You're going to need to think through those slowly. I'm taking the Handmaid's.
You only have one, so.
Yeah, the Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
It's one of those where I've got a couple on my list where when I watched the first episode or two, like Breaking Bad, I watched the first like 4 episodes once years and years ago when it was, only 2 seasons in. I was like, I can't watch this. It was just too – I didn't like it. Same thing happened with him. And then, other people was like, no, it's good, push through. And it's great. So, look, that's Hulu's.
That's Hulu, right?
That's Hulu's like only platform show. Like that is their – it's trying to keep Hulu alive. And it's great.
Hulu also owned by Disney, just so you know.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
So,
also, the Spitballers owned by Disney.
you could be.
Mr. Disney,
I'm open.
we are listening to offers.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
There's more than one Mr. or Mrs. Disney.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Walt.
He's still frozen.
His head's frozen somewhere. We know
he'll
this.
He'll be back.
All right. Cool. You took Handmaid's Tale. Nice. All right. I'm going with Walking Dead.
Okay.
Walking Dead.
What an idiot. I forgot that show existed.
Well, it's because neither one of you was watch it.
No, I absolutely did. I binged through seasons 1 through 3.
Well, 1 through 3?
Yeah.
They're on like season 9.
I get it, but it's the most binge-worthy.
Okay.
People jump in on it. You watch it. You're in that world. Something that's binge-worthy, if you go outside the sitcom realm, you go into what's going to suck me into a universe.
Sure.
And I'm going
It's
to
a good
break
pick.
a man's heart.
It's on my list.
I'm going to break a man's soul. I'm going Walking Dead, and I'm going Battlestar Galactica.
What? Wait, did you watch it?
100%.
Oh, all right.
Front to
Okay.
back.
That
Front
does
to
break.
back.
That does break my heart. I would never have picked it because I don't know that it's like.
No,
I don't know how
it's
much
no
people would love
Handmaid's Tale. But
I will tell you this.
but listen.
Battlestar Galactica does not hold up if you did not watch it back when you were young.
Malarkey.
You can't. You have absolutely no possible way to answer that question because you watched it back when you were younger.
No, he didn't.
No, I
he
did
was
not,
later. He was
young
later to the party.
man.
When
Here's
did you
the thing.
watch it? When did you watch it?
I watched it when we were at Broken Bolt
So that was a decade
7
ago.
years ago.
I'm thinking in terms of what shows
Doesn't
do I
hold up.
hear most recommended in terms of going and binging a series. Not every series is out right now. Game of Thrones still finishing up. Handmaid's Tale still
Right.
going. I think Walking Dead's still going.
Yes.
But Battlestar is one of those ones where you go, oh man, I'm on Netflix. What do I want to go watch through? What do I want to dive into?
Totally.
I believe there's
Totally.
even
You get 2 episodes in, you're like, wow, that's all I need to see.
no, it isn't. Yeah,
Okay.
what's the I'm trying to think of the show. There's even a joke about once you start Battlestar Galactica, there's a sitcom that shows it, and you sit down in that chair. There's a joke about this couple
Right.
that rents it, and then there's
Isn't that in Portlandia?
it was in Portlandia.
Yeah.
And they rent Battlestar Galactica, and they sit there for like 6 months. They lose their jobs. They don't pay their bills. They just sit on the couch, melting into the show. Walking Dead and Battlestar Galactica,
Yeah.
the perfect combo to finish off my Parks and Rec office.
No, I need to speak here because it's usually my job to besmirch, degrade both of your teams and your
Yes.
picks because that's my role here. Battlestar Galactica is my favorite show of all time. It is my number 1. It is
So sorry for you.
no.
You didn't watch enough.
Well, you didn't. Yeah, you haven't watched
Oh,
it.
trust me, I saw enough.
Yeah, you
He
tried.
couldn't handle the fracks.
Here's the thing. Yeah,
The wha-
exactly.
The what?
This is above you, Mike. You don't understand. Here's the thing. My wife made fun
Literally,
of
it's in
me.
the universe
My
out
wife
there.
made fun of me forever for watching this. It was called Nerdactica in my house.
Yes. It's a nerd show for sure.
For sure. Nerdactica was on our TV, and she saw, I don't know, parts of 20 episodes that she just railed on and made fun of. It was so stupid. She saw enough to know how stupid it was. Eventually,
Did
as
you
I kept
suck her
watching,
in?
she got hooked. She watched it with me, and she acknowledges what a great show it is.
Excellent.
Because it's unbelievable
Excellent.
if you can watch the whole thing. So great pick.
Thank you.
If you could make it through, possibly it'd be good then.
I'm going to make
Gotta
a pick.
fight.
Since I'm having a hard time here, right?
Yes.
I'm having a hard time figuring out which shows to watch, whatever. I'm giving this pick,
To me?
not to you.
Oh,
I'm giving this pick to our producer of the Fantasy Footballers, Brooks, because I know his favorite show that he has for years tried to just – I mean, he's –
Oh, my gosh, you panderer.
I'm not pandering.
You panderer.
This is not a pander.
You've never watched it.
No, I have not. Look, I know how big. I have multiple friends, Paul, Brooks. They say it's the best show of all time, and I don't know what to pick. So why would I not go with what my best friends say? You got to binge watch this show.
Because he's not picking a show.
It's smart. He's
It's
being smart.
The Wire.
He's being smart.
The Wire
Okay.
is to so many people their favorite show of all time. Brooks is nodding in appreciation. You're welcome.
You go back a ways with The Wire. We'll see how that lands on the polls. It is a good show. It is a famous show. So, what is your team?
My team is Handmaid's Tale, The Wire, Stranger Things, and Breaking Bad.
Okay. Mike?
It's very serious.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, when I think of binge shows, I think serious.
Okay.
Like for instance, I watch Parks and Rec all the time. I love it.
Excellent.
It's unbelievably
You binge
good.
watch it.
But I don't binge watch it. No, I throw it on when we're like doing laundry or something. It's a background show.
How many episodes do you watch in a row?
However many laundry I'm doing.
Excellent. Mike, your team so far?
I don't even remember. Who do I got? I got Game of Thrones, I got The Simpsons, and I got Friends.
Oh my gosh. It's just a strong pillared team. There's no nuance needed for that team. You've got powerhouses.
And I'm going to finish it off with if you don't go with Friends as the best sitcom from the 90s, you go to Seinfeld. So that's who I will take because I'm not so serious.